Nobody thought a 75-pound boxer mix belonged anywhere near a newborn. He'd knocked over 2 baby gates before Lily even came home from the hospital. He was loud, restless, and the kind of dog that filled a room just by walking into it. But the moment he first saw her, this tiny, pink-wrapped thing in a car seat by the front door, Mason became something else entirely. And what happened over the next 2 years left this entire family completely speechless. Mason was 3 years old when Rachel and Jake Harmon brought him home from a rescue outside Nashville. He wasn't easy. He ate through a couch cushion in week 1, figured out how to open the refrigerator in week 2, and had claimed the entire left side of the bed as his own by week 3. He was fawn and black, broad-chested and heavy-pawed, and strangers crossed the street to avoid him on walks. Neighbors had opinions, relatives had concerns, but Rachel and Jake had Mason. And despite everything, the chewed belongings, the knocked over plants, the chaos, they loved him completely, without condition, without question. When Rachel became pregnant, the conversations started. Her mother called weekly with careful warnings. Her coworkers offered statistics about large breeds and small children. Even their neighbor leaned over the fence one afternoon and said plainly, "You know you're going to have to rehome that dog, right? No way an animal that size belongs around a baby." Jake started researching. Rachel started worrying. Mason, meanwhile, started doing something none of them fully registered at first. He stopped leaving Rachel's side. Not dramatically, not in a way that seemed unusual on any single day. He just began following her, room to room, morning to night, up the stairs and back down again. He'd press the side of his broad head against her stomach and hold completely still, as though listening for something only he could hear. Jake caught it on video one evening and sent it to Rachel without a caption. She watched it 4 times before putting the phone down. The night they brought Lily home from the hospital, Mason was waiting at the front door. He didn't bark, he didn't jump. He simply sat down, something he rarely did unprompted, and waited. Rachel knelt slowly, brought the car seat forward, and held her breath. Mason leaned in, touched his nose softly to Lily's forehead, then pulled back, sat perfectly still, and looked up at Rachel as if to say, "I understand now. I've got her." From that first night, Mason had a routine. Every morning before anyone else stirred, he would walk quietly down the hall to Lily's room and stop just outside the door. He wouldn't scratch or whine. He would simply stand there, waiting, watching the door. When Lily stirred, he'd turn and look back toward the bedroom, always alerting, as though running a system only he could see. He slept on the floor directly beside her crib, not at the foot of the room, right beside it. On nights when Lily cried, Mason was there before Rachel was fully awake, his heavy head resting on the crib rail, those deep amber eyes watching her quietly. Pediatricians will tell you dogs can't comprehend infant distress the way humans do, and maybe that's true, but Mason didn't need to comprehend it. He just needed to be there, and he was. Every single night, without complaint, without being asked, without fail. He watches her like she's his whole job, a family friend said once, standing in the doorway, slightly unnerved by it. That was exactly right. For Mason, she was. I see you still haven't subscribed, and honestly, that breaks my heart a little. Hit that button. You will not want to miss what happens next. The months moved forward and Lily grew, and with every new stage she reached, Mason adjusted. At 3 months, when she lay on her playmat on the living room floor, Mason would stretch out beside her, one enormous paw just close enough for her to grab. And she would. She'd wrap her whole tiny hand around his leg and fall asleep holding on. It became their thing. Nobody taught it to either of them. It just happened, quietly, the way the best things usually do. By 6 months, she was reaching for his face, patting his nose, tugging his ears, grabbing fistfuls of his fur with that startling grip that only babies seem to have. Mason endured every bit of it without so much as a flinch. He would simply sit there, his big square head perfectly still, letting her do whatever she needed to do. The family called it patience, but it wasn't the gritted teeth kind. It was something older and softer than that. By the time Lily was pulling herself up to stand, she was using Mason, not the coffee table, not the couch. Mason. She would grip his back, push herself upright, and he would hold completely steady, 4 solid paws planted, not budging an inch until she found her balance. Jake filmed it and couldn't speak for a full minute after. Rachel cried. Stories like this don't get told often enough, and if this one is already doing something to you, you're not alone in that. When Lily finally took her first unassisted steps, Mason walked right beside her. 6 slow, cautious feet, 3 of them hers, 4 of them his, the whole family in the hallway holding their breath. The moment that changed everything happened on a Thursday evening in February. Lily was 18 months old, the house was warm, Rachel was in the kitchen, Jake was in the garage, and Lily, who had recently figured out how to open the back sliding door, had figured it out again. It was Mason who noticed first. He didn't come to Rachel slowly, he didn't wait. He came down the hallway at a run, all 75 pounds of him, sliding on the hardwood, claws clicking, and stopped at the kitchen door, making a sound Rachel had never heard from him before. Not a bark, not quite a whine, something urgent and layered and completely different from anything in his usual vocabulary. She looked at him, he looked at the back of the house, and she followed. The sliding door was open, the backyard gate was ajar. Lily was 18 inches from the pool. Rachel was there in 4 seconds. Jake heard the door slam and was there in 6. Lily, completely unaware of any of it, was crouching down, reaching toward the water with one curious hand. They held her between them for a long time on the back lawn, not saying much. Mason stood nearby, watching, his breathing slow and steady, like he had simply done what needed to be done and was now waiting to be sure everyone understood it was handled. Jake looked at him for a long moment. Then he walked over and sat down next to him in the grass. "Good boy," he said quietly. That was all. It was enough. Today, Lily is 2 years old. Mason is 5. He still sleeps beside her door. He still waits every morning. He still lets her climb on his back like it's the most natural arrangement in the world, because for them, it is. The neighbors who once suggested rehoming him don't say much about it anymore. Some stop on walks now just to say his name. Not every dog that looks intimidating is dangerous, and not every dog that looks gentle will actually protect you. But some dogs, the right one in the right home at the right moment, become something that doesn't have a clean name. Not just a pet, not just a guardian, something between the two and somehow bigger than either. Mason didn't simply grow up alongside Lily. He made sure she got the chance to grow up at all. And if you're considering giving a large breed rescue a real chance, please do. They are not too much. They are often exactly enough. Is this love or is it instinct? Would you trust a dog like Mason with your newborn? Tell me in the comments.